ज्वाइन करके ली ओके गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन हाँ so good afternoon everyone last class what we have discussed I'll just quickly go through. See, I have shown you all this geographic phenomena and I've told you that how it can be defined. Then what are the different types of geographic phenomena we have discussed. I'd say asked you this bold question in geographic fields. Okay, and what is mean by continuous field and discrete field. Okay, so what is a field? It can be continuous or it can be discrete fields. Okay, then field-based model. We have also discussed this field-based model. It's, it consists of final collection of geographic fields. So we say it's a field-based model. Okay, I hope all of you remember this field-based model. Okay, and now we will go with data types. Okay, so what are the various data types used in GIS? Because if we are going with the field-based model, so we have to store the data. We have to store the data. So when we are storing the data, then we can use various data types. So which are the different data types and which type of data is present? We'll see a video on that. So I'll show you the video. Yes, students, watch the video carefully.
Absolutely sure. Sure that the value will be an integer such as 0, 1, 2, or even 10. Another instance is grades on the SAT exam. You may get 1,000, 1,560, 1,570, or 2,400. What is important for a variable to be defined as discrete is that you can imagine each member of the dataset. Knowing that SAT scores range from 600 to 2,400 and 10 points separate all possible scores that can be obtained is key. It's easier to understand discrete data by saying it's the opposite of continuous data. Continuous data is infinite and impossible to count. For instance, your weight can take on every value in some range. Let's dig a bit deeper into this. You get on the scale and the screen shows 150 pounds, or 68.0389 kilograms. But this is just an approximation. If you gain 0.01 pound, the figure on the scale is unlikely to change, but your new weight will be 150.01 pounds, or 68.0434 kilograms. Now think about sweating. Every drop of sweat reduces your weight by the weight of that drop. But once again, a scale is unlikely to capture that change. Your exact weight is a continuous variable. It can take on an infinite amount of values, no matter how many digits there are after the dot. To sum up, your weight can vary by incomprehensibly small amounts and is continuous, while the number of children you want to have is directly understandable and is discrete. Just to make sure, here are some other examples of discrete and continuous data. Grades at university are discrete: A, B, C, D, E, F, or 0 to 100%. The number of objects in general. No matter if bottles, glasses, tables, or cars, they can only take integer values. Money can be considered both, but physical money like banknotes and coins are definitely discrete. You can't pay $1.243. You can only pay $1.24. That's because the difference between two sums of money can be 1 cent at most. What else is continuous? Apart from weight, other measurements are also continuous. Examples are height, area, distance, and time. All of these can vary by infinitely smaller amounts, incomprehensible for a human. Time on a clock is discrete, but time in general isn't. It can be anything like 72.123456 seconds. We are constrained in measuring weight, height, area, distance, and time by our technology, but in general, they can take on any value. All right, these were the types of data.
If you found this video interesting and want to gain an edge in your career, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay, so you have watched one video on different types of data. I hope you have understood the difference between nominal data, categorical data, numerical data, then what is discrete and continuous data. Okay, so the value which changes and with small fractions, we can say it's a continuous data, whereas how many people are in the classroom. So it cannot be fractions. It cannot change fractions. Okay, there are 5 people, one person will come in. So it is a discrete data because it cannot change in fractions. Okay, that's why it's a discrete data. So basically what we are going to learn here is in GIS, which type of data or which are the data types and how we are going to store it in the database, that we have to understand. Otherwise, when we are storing the data, initially we have thought of categorical or we have thought of nominal, and then later on we cannot change it. Okay, some things has to be nominal, some things has to be categorical, some things has to be it is in the ratio form. So why we are using it? If we want to do some calculation, it should allow us later on. Okay, that's why we have to understand what are the different data types and which column or which type of fields can use it. The first type is nominal data. Okay, the first data type is your nominal data. What is nominal data? If we are giving any name to any person or to any location or to any place or to anything, wherever we are naming, we are using the nominal data. Okay, so nominal data, it can even specify the name of that specific object, or it can specify the category of that object, right? Like if I'm saying shops, so shop is one category, it's not the name of that object. But if I'm saying that it's a say McDonald's, so that is actually a specific shop name, right? So we can have categorical, means nominal data. It can specify some category of what we are using, what we are going to store. Some soil types we can specify, vegetation types we can specify. We can specify the amphibian or which type of variety of plants or animals are found over in one particular place. So all these can be your nominal data. What's the second type? What is the second type? Second type, ordinal data. Yes, students, online, those are online. Which is the second type of data? I want quickly in the chat box. Please quickly reply in the chat box. Which is the second type? Ordinal data, yes, सार्थक. एक ही ने reply दिया अभी तक. Rajiv. Why you people are not in the lecture? Nikita, they were there, ना? ये लोग सब आते हैं ना? अभी नहीं आ रहे. श्रुति, that day she was there. Misbah. Yes, today you all decided not to come. और ये break के बाद ये लोग गए. आए नहीं आज. Wednesday नहीं Thursday ना. नहीं तो Wednesday का time टेबल देख के बोलेंगे Wednesday holiday. Okay, so ordinal data means it refers to some order. Okay, generally like suppose we want to we have watched one movie, okay, and we want to rate the movie. So how we are going to rate? 5-star rating दे सकते हो, isn't it? 5 stars में से 1 star 2 star ऐसे करके 5 star rating दे सकते हो ना मूवी को. या फिर बहुत सारे और भी प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पे आप लोग जाके वो मूवीज को या फिर वेब सीरीज को रेटिंग दे सकते हो. जैसे आप लोग किसी प्लेस में घूमने जाते हो, देन ऑल्सो यू कैन गिव रेटिंग्स टू दैट पर्टिकुलर प्लेस. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो वन काइंड ऑफ ऑर्डिनल डेटा. लाइक यू आर गिविंग फीडबैक. ओके, फीडबैक का फॉर्म आता है आप लोग को, तो यू गिव फीडबैक. ओके, आप लोगों ने स्टूडेंट सर्वे का फॉर्म भरा है अभी, स्टूडेंट सेटिस्फेक्शन सर्वे, वो वाला भी एक फॉर्म आया होगा ना आपके पास, so you must have filled it. Okay, so that all comes under your ordinal data. Okay, all these type of data, it comes in your ordinal data because we are specifying some order in which we are collecting the information, low, average, high, और 1 to 5 में rating देते हैं या 1 to 4 में rating देते हैं, तो 1 is low, 5 is high, or somewhere it may be the reverse also. 1 may be high and 5 means low. Okay, so it depends. So any data of this category, we say it's the ordinal data. Okay, then comes your interval data. Interval data, it means that if suppose the values are in certain range, okay, the values are in certain range. Like suppose you see the temperature. Okay, so temperature can range, normal temperature it can range between say -10 degrees to say around 50 degrees. Okay, 15 degrees centigrade. So this is one particular range and we are having a 0 over here, but 0 doesn't mean the lowest. Does it mean the lowest? Because उससे भी low temperature होता है ना, -1, -2, -3, temperature fall beyond that 0. Okay, so 0 doesn't mean the lowest, but we are having the interval in which the values are being measured, and such type of data we call it as the interval data. But of course, suppose we assume this -10 is low, and then +10 will be high. Okay, there is low, high means there is an order of the data. There is also 0, but 0 doesn't mean it is the lowest value. Okay, there can be a value which is lower than 0. Okay, but there is a range of values in which the values will vary. So you can have any values and it is like a scale. So scale में क्या होता है हमारा low and high, it is very well defined. अगर हम लोग को temperature measure करना है, human body temperature we have to measure, तो we'll not start with 0, we will start with 37 degree and we may move ahead because temperature या फिर 30 डिग्री से स्टार्ट कर सकते, 32 ऐसे करके, because temperature will vary from 30 to 40, isn't it? So we can have only that much on the scale. Okay, so depends, and this type of data is called your interval data. Okay, so last is your ratio data type. So if ratio data type, what it means, that whatever is not covered in any of these types, that becomes your ratio data type. So you can perform any kind of calculations on the ratio data type. Integer data type you have heard. Okay, so integer is basically your ratio data type, because I want to do any kind of calculations, then I'll be using the ratio data type. Okay, so if I want to store the age of a building, okay, or age of any person located in, means I want to do a study on age groups. Okay, so which data type should I use? What do you think? Which data type should I use? If I'm doing a study on what is the age group of people staying in one particular locality. Huh? What do you think? Ratio data type we should use, or we should use interval data type? Ratio for age of person. Okay. Yes. In database also this question comes that if you're using, okay, numeric data type. Okay, so age of a person, rank of a person. Should we use numeric data type, or we should use some other data types are also present? And जैसे character होता है ना, character में should we store it as characters, or we should store it as number? Numeric data type. Okay, so tell me, just think 4 data types आपको मैंने अभी बताया. Nominal, ordinal, ratio, and interval. So age of a person, where should I store? Yes, students, those are online. Please reply. If it's age of a person, then where should I store? Where should I store the age of a person? Ratio data type or interval data type. Of course, it's not nominal or categorical तो नहीं है. तो रेशियो और इंटरवल में से कौन सा स्टोर करना चाहिए? रेशियो में क्या होता है, जहां पे भी हमको कैलकुलेशंस होता है, ओके, देयर वी यूज द रेशियो डेटा टाइप. इफ later on we are going to perform any calculations, क्या हमको एज पे कुछ calculations करने हैं क्या, then only we should use. Okay, got it? If suppose we are not going to do any calculations, then we should not. और जैसे age क्या होता है, एक particular range of values it will have. Okay, it cannot have 0. It will have a value from 1 to something. Suppose हम लोग को user name store करने हैं. Okay, if you want to store the user name of people, so we know that if you are opening an account, then you should have minimum whatever age, I don't know कितना होता है email ID open करने के लिए age 13 ना, और email Gmail का एक ID open करने के लिए 13 years ना. So what it will check that if it's not 13, then it won't allow. Okay, so you can have a range of values. Okay, so 13 से लेके 100 years तक का एक range में ही values होंगे. It will not be less than 13. It will not be more than 100 or something. Or suppose if a person lives for more number of years, then it may be 100 to 105 or something, but it will not be more than that. Okay, and simple calculations you can perform over here in the interval data. Which type of simple calculations? See, suppose I know that 10 degrees is cooler, 20 degrees is hotter. Okay, so I can find out if maximum temperature क्या है, minimum temperature क्या है, ये सब मैं find out कर सकती हूँ. But I cannot say that 20 degrees 2 times hotter than 10 degrees. Okay, if I want to measure the temperature of water, I get 10 degrees. If I measure, I get 20 degrees. So I cannot say that it is 2 times hotter than yesterday. Okay, that I cannot say. That today it's 10 degrees, tomorrow it is 20 degrees. Like that we can say. So for all such type of calculations, we should use the interval data type. So age can be better represented using interval data type because it's having a range of values. We can say low and high. Okay, so if a person is say 10 years old, another person is 20 years old, so we cannot say that is 2 times older. Then ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते ना, because उतना everything it is depends on that scale in which we are measuring the data. Okay, so if any data type if we are using, okay, if we are putting it as numeric, then we have to just check that are we going to do all types of calculations on it, finding any type of calculation. मैथमेटिक्स में क्या होता है, हम लोग इंटीग्रेशन कितने टाइप के कैलकुलेशंस कर सकते हैं, साइन कॉस्ट ऐसे कॉम्प्लिकेटेड कैलकुलेशन भी कर सकते हैं और सिंपल कैलकुलेशन भी कर सकते हैं, एवरेज, सम, then mean, max. Okay, so if we are going to do some complicated calculations, then only it should be a ratio data. Otherwise, we can have the simple interval data. Okay, so that way we have to think what functionality is there and which particular thing we have to put it, which data type we have to use. Okay, suppose I'm asking you for movie ratings, then which data type you'll be using? Movie ratings. Which data type? Yes, students, those are online. Please let me know if I ask you for movie ratings, which data type you will use? Which data type you will use? If it's for movie ratings. भूल गए? मूवी रेटिंग देने तो कौन से डेटा टाइप अभी बताया था ना? ऑर्डिनल. देयर इज एन ऑर्डर ना, ऑर्डिनल डेटा टाइप यू हैव टू यूज. हाँ नहीं, मूवी का रेटिंग देना तो 1 to 5 के अंदर रेटिंग देते हैं, लाइक डिसलाइक देते हैं ना. 5 स्टार 2 स्टार्स ऐसे देते हैं, या फिर 0 से 10 के बीच में रेटिंग होता है. सो ऑल दिस वो कौन सा एक और है ना, रोटेन टमाटोस, उस पे भी जाके रेटिंग्स देते हो ना, तो वो भी ऐसे ही रहता है ना, 1 से 10 के बीच में आप रेटिंग देते हो. ठीक है, तो दिस वाज द प्रीवियस लेक्चर. ओके, सो टुडे आई विल स्टार्ट विद लेक्चर नंबर 6. हाँ, वो थोड़ा सा रह गया था पीपीटी, so I completed. Okay, so what all we have discussed in the previous lecture is this geographic phenomena, then field based model, data types and all. Okay, now focus on the data types. Yes, so data types we are continuing in this slide. You can read out, see nominal or scale data. What all it what are the characteristics of a nominal or scale data? See, first of all, it is qualitative or it is categorical. Okay, it's qualitative मतलब हम लोग उसके नाम, किसी का नाम या फिर किसी की कैटेगरी स्पेसिफाई कर रहे हैं. So at that time we are using this nominal data. Okay, so name, colors, label, gender, etc. Before that we can use the nominal data, and there is no order. Okay, there is no order in the nominal data. Okay, then second is your ordinal or scale data. उसमें क्या होता है? We are doing the ranking or placement. Okay, we are doing the ranking. जैसे क्लास में स्टूडेंट्स है तो उनका रैंकिंग कर रहे हैं 1 2 3 4, या फिर वो जेई देते हो ना, जॉइंट एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन जेई, एंड यू विल गेट द रिजल्ट्स, उसमें भी आते हैं ना रैंक्स. Okay, so that is all your ranking or placement for that. Or suppose you are given 5 things and you want to keep it in one particular order, so that is also ordinal data or scale data. Suppose there is land and I want to find out which is the largest, which is the smallest. Accordingly, I have to put the rank. So that becomes my ordinal scale data. Okay, the order matters, but difference cannot be measured. Okay, we cannot measure the difference, but we have to have the order, which is the first one, which is the second one. Then comes your interval or scale data. Here order matters, difference also matters. Okay, but there is no true starting point. Okay, or we can say no true zero starting point, because if it's temperature, it's there in the scale. Suppose the temperature scale may be from -20 to plus 40 degrees, but if it is the same temperature scale we are using in blast furnace or something else, then it can range from plus 1000 to plus 1500. Okay, that range may be different. Okay, so their negative will not come because it is always hot. So the range will be different in different places. If it's your freezers, okay, there the temperature scale may be different. It may be -20 to 0. Okay, in that way we can have the scale. That's why there is order matters, difference can be measured, but there is no true starting points or no true zeros. Zero may or may not be present if it's from -10 to -5. So zero may not be present. And the last one is the scale ratio data. Ratio data type means all types of calculations, all types of other mathematical information. If I want to store, then I'll be using the ratio data type, because I know that I'll be including later on the calculations. Okay, so it contains the starting point, starting 0 point, and the differences can be measured. Okay, so including any kind of ratios we can perform. So I hope these 4 data types are clear to you all. Yes, 4 data types are clear. So if I want to store the marks of students, then which data type I'll be using? Marks. Marks of students in different subjects. What do you think? Which data type? Marks. Huh. If I want to store the marks of students, which data type I'll be using? Ordinal or yes? What do you think? See, you can think of what you are going to do with the data, and accordingly you can decide. Okay, so what you are going to do, suppose you are storing the marks, you are trying to find out average, mean, max, ऐसे मतलब calculations करने हैं आपको और properly कुछ ranking वगैरह निकालना, then you can use the ratio data type. So you have to always think that what you will be doing with the data. I will say that marks is ratio only, so this is not correct. Okay, या फिर आप लोग बोल रहे हो ना कि marks should be interval, so ऐसा नहीं कि वो wrong है. Okay, that is not wrong. Correct? Getting my point now? Because see, you must have be having one way of visualizing and I'll be having another way of visualization ना. मैं सोच रही हूँ कि हाँ मार्क्स के अंदर हमको क्या करना है, बहुत सारे कैलकुलेशन करने पड़ेंगे, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग रेशियो. बट आप लोग क्या सोच रहे हो कि मार्क्स को हमको सिर्फ ऑर्डर में ही लगाना है. I would just want to find out the ranking and all. So based on that, it can be your interval data type. Okay, but you have to find out that what you are going to do with the marks. ठीक है, मार्क्स तो हमने स्टोर कर लिए, बट व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू, अगर हम लोग उससे सिर्फ रैंकिंग करने वाले देन इंटरवल इज फेयर इनफ, बट इफ आई एम गोइंग टू डू मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशंस देन इट शुड बी रेशियो. ओके, सो बोथ आर करेक्ट, राइट. सो एवरी टाइम व्हेन यू थिंक ऑफ समथिंग, मतलब ये करेक्ट है कि नहीं, ऐसे नहीं सोचना है, व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू विद दैट. ओके, सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट वी हैव टू डिसाइड. इफ यू आर जस्ट गोइंग टू डू ऑर्डरिंग, फिर तो वो ये वाला डेटा भी चलेगा, ऑर्डिनल scale data will also be fair enough. Just if you are going to put it in some order, we know that yes 23 के बाद 25 आता है, उसके बाद ही 27 आता है. ऐसे हम लोग अगर सिर्फ ऑर्डिनल ऑर्डर में डालना है तो फिर ऑर्डिनल इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट इफ एनीवन इज सेइंग ऑर्डिनल. ओके, इफ यू आर पुटिंग द नेम्स ऑफ सम थिंग्स या फिर जेंडर डाले दैट इज योर नॉमिनल डेटा. ओके, मच्छर है यहाँ पे, क्या मुझे एक्सरसाइज करवा रहा है. ठीक है, क्वालिटेटिव एंड क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा, व्हाट इट मींस. Qualitative and quantitative data, you have already heard about it. Just let me know what it means. Qualitative, quantitative. बैठो ना, हाँ बैठो ना, कहीं बैठो. आजकल दूर पास कुछ नहीं है, तुम लोग के पास मोबाइल है, सब है, टेक्नोलॉजी तुम लोग के हाथ में है. क्लास में बाहर बैठ के बोलोगे हम लोग ने लेक्चर अटेंड किया, तो हाँ किया तो किया, बट आई होप कि जब तुम लोग क्लास में आओ तो यू शुड एंजॉय बस. और इंटरेक्शन यू शुड बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड बेटर. सो यू शुड फील लाइक यस, आधा लेक्चर हमने उधर अटेंड किया, अभी आधे के लिए क्लास में चलते हैं. ओके, टेल मी क्वालिटेटिव एंड क्वांटिटेटिव, बिकॉज क्या ना इंटरेक्शन स्क्रीन के साथ उतना अच्छा इंटरेक्शन नहीं होता है जितना ऐसा पर्सनल इंटरेक्शन रहता है. और समटाइम्स सम थिंग्स गेट रजिस्टर्ड इन आवर माइंड which may not get registered if it is on the screen. Okay, because screen पे nowadays information is everywhere. तो हम लोग जो पढ़ा रहे हैं ना, उससे तुम लोग को ज्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन गूगल में मिल जाएगी, बट गूगल में इतना इन्फॉर्मेशन है कि हाउ टू फिल्टर इट, that is very difficult. So what we are doing is we are filtering and providing you. इसमें जो वीडियोस हम लोग डालते हैं, we are getting it from YouTube. What we are doing is filtering and giving what is important or what is required. So we may be spending hours on doing that kind of filtration. Okay, so if you can do filtration, you can also teach in the next class. Yes, so what is meant by qualitative and quantitative data?
qualitative data can be ranking, ranking, and quantitative data can be measuring something like
Yes.
rate or rate.
बता क्वालिटेटिव क्या है? क्वालिटेटिव डेटा नहीं हम लोग भी पूछते ना क्वेश्चंस, थोड़ा क्यों पूछते हैं बताए ना, थोड़ा दिमाग में रजिस्टर होता है, कहीं मैम ने पूछा था तो देन यू विल बी एबल टू रिकलेक्ट. Okay, if you have answered something, then you will be able to recollect what you have said. So what he said, did you listen to him? नहीं.
मूवी का रैंकिंग वगैरह क्वालिटेटिव डेटा है, जो चीज को मेजर करता है, काम करता है, वो क्वांटिटेटिव.
That's it ना. So if you are clear with qualitative and quantitative, ये जो मैंने 4 टाइप्स बताए ना, उसमें से क्वालिटेटिव कौन सा और क्वांटिटेटिव कौन सा है बताओ.
क्वांटिटेटिव.
Ratio and interval, that is quantitative. Okay, and what about qualitative and
सेम.
copy paste? हाँ. दूसरा नॉमिनल, दूसरे सुन के वो बोलते ना आधे दिल्ली में कुतुब मीनार. हाँ बोलो. हाँ नहीं, हाँ वही उन लोग को सुनाई नहीं दिया, अभी तक भी नहीं सुनाई दिया. बोलो. एक नॉमिनल और दूसरा ऑर्डिनल. वो तो बाहर लेक्चर अटेंड किया था ना तुमने.
मैं चालू करके देखा था.
हाँ पता है.
मैं ब्लैक बंद करूँगा.
Okay, so it will be useful. Yes, so I hope this is clear to all, qualitative and quantitative data. Then how we are going to classify the various data types. I'll show you just later. Yes. Okay, so I'll show you one more video on how to classify the types of data. Okay.
Mario. We'll be talking about a shopping mall survey. A sample of 100 shoppers at a shopping mall was asked some questions as they left the mall. For each of the questions, identify the level of measurement or type of data. Choose from nominal, ordinal, interval ratio. Within interval ratio, which is also called measurement data, decide if it is discrete or continuous data. Write down your answers as we go and see how you do. 1. What is your age? Note that you're not answering these questions, but you're working out the type of data each question will produce. It is useful to think about what you would give as your answer because that gives you an idea of the type of data or level of measurement. 2. What is your marital status? 3. Would you rate the quality of shops as excellent, good, fair, or poor? 4. How much did you spend at the mall today? 5. How many people travelled with you to the mall today? 6. Who came with you to the mall today? 1. Friends. 2. Family members. 3. Alone, or 4. Other. Pause if you need to in order to write down your answers. And here are the answers. 1. What is your age? This is interval ratio data and continuous. Waimaria thinks it is discrete data as most people give their age in years. And it is correct that age is usually given as a number of complete years. However, as there are many different values that age can take, we would treat it as continuous. One way is to think about drawing a bar chart. We would probably need to group some ages together, which indicates that the data is best thought of as continuous. 2. What is your marital status? This data is nominal as the answer is a word such as single, married, divorced, widowed. There is no inherent order that we can put the marital statuses in. We're not measuring marital status as a number. 3. Would you rate the quality of shops as excellent, good, fair, or poor? We will call this variable quality. Quality in this case is ordinal level data as there is a clear order in terms of quality, though we cannot say that the difference between the levels is the same. Next question. 4. How much did you spend at the mall today? The answer to this question will be an amount of money. The spending data is best classified as interval ratio or measurement data. The answer will be a number that has meaning. The difference between spending $100 and $200 is the same as the difference between spending $300 and $400. Thus, it is interval data. The spending data is continuous as you can get fractional amounts. Number 5. How many people travelled with you to the mall today? We could call this variable number of people. It will hold the number of people. This is measurement data and it is clearly discrete. It is most likely to have the values of 0, 1 or 2 or maybe a larger whole number, but it won't have fractional numbers. Who came with you to the mall today? 1. Friends. 2. Family members. 3. Alone. 4. Other. We could call this variable who with. The data is nominal. Though there are numbers specified, the numbers are arbitrarily assigned. Let us summarise. The variables who with and marital status are both nominal. There is no sense of order. The variable shop quality is ordinal. There is a sense of order, but the numbers do not correspond to any real quantity. The variables age, amount spent, and number of people are all interval ratio or measurement. Age and amount spent are continuous, number of people is discrete. As you can see, identifying the level of measurement can be tricky. It is important to consider though, because you need to make sure that you use the correct graph or statistical test. Subscribe and click on the bell to be notified of further videos to help you with your statistics learning.
Okay, so that video was just a recap of what we have discussed earlier, that what is meant by the various data types, and if you get any data, then which category you have to place. Okay, now objects, like your data types, it can be discrete, it can be continuous. Age is actually continuous, but we collect it as discrete depending on which type of calculation or information we want. Okay, so now objects, it can be discrete and they are bounded entities, isn't it? We are having objects in the real world. So what we are doing, we are the real world, it's populated with various objects. Objects are actually geographic objects. It can have a shape, it can have a size, it can have a location. They are distinguished from each other. So the space between them is potentially empty. So what does this show? There are 3 rocks, isn't it? There are 3 rocks. Now there is an empty space between these 3 rocks. So when we are projecting it on the surface of Earth, if it's a 2-dimensional space, then they are shown as discrete object. Okay, they are shown as discrete object. It is showing the size of the rock depending on how much area it is covering on the 2-dimensional space, and in between the objects there is an empty space, and there is a clear-cut boundary, okay, for the object. And inside that boundary, that phenomena exists, whatever it is. Okay, अगर वो rock है, तो that phenomena exists within the boundary. Okay. Now, what is this? Is this an object? A bridge is an object. Yes, why we say it's an object? See, it should have certain parameters which it is specifying. Okay, what is a parameter? Location, that is where it is, shape, some kind of shape is present, then size, okay, height or depth, something is present, and then orientation, the direction of the bridge. Okay, so if all these things are present, we say it's a geographical object. So this is a bridge and it's a geographical object because it is having all these features. Okay, it's having a direction, it's having a shape, size, and a location, and it's also having the name and description. Okay, now other things like, yes, what about this? What about this diagram? This is just a forest. Forest is having trees, okay, and trees are located at different places. So see, if we there are big trees, each tree can be studied as a discrete object, or it can be considered discrete object. But if there's if we are taking a very large area, and means it's a large scale map where we are taking a trying to cover a large area, then these small object, it becomes one, and we have to classify them as one type of trees or one type of forest or something. Okay, then that entirely becomes one object. Instead of having discrete objects, that entirely it becomes one object, and we have to specify it as a forest, as a, मतलब हम लोग कोई भी एक चीज से क्लासिफाई कर लेते हैं, जैसे अगर एक टाइप के प्लांट्स है या एक टाइप के क्रॉप है, so we can classify it as one. Okay, and we are creating the objects. Okay, so geographic objects. Yes, one poll question for you all. Those are online students, quickly reply. Offline student, no need to reply. Online students, quickly reply. Geographic object populate the study area, and they are well distinguished, discrete and bounded entities. What do you think? Yes, 30 seconds, quickly reply. Today attendance is very low. अभी chat box refresh नहीं हो रहा शायद. Students, quickly reply to this poll question. Online students, quickly reply. खाना खाने का टाइम हो गया लगता है इनका. अरे खाना खाने का टाइम हो गया. कि नाश्ते का टाइम होगा किसी का? 5 मिनट है, रुको लंच ब्रेक के लिए. किसने रिप्लाई दिया? Online, anyone is replying? Quickly reply. Okay, now what about boundaries? See, boundaries, it is, we can say any particular geographic phenomena, we can put it inside the boundary. Okay, so inside the boundary, we can say that the geographic phenomena, it is present, and outside the boundary, it is not present. Okay, that way we have to put some boundary for that geographic object. Okay, then boundaries again, if there so many examples, yes, like suppose if we are talking of vegetation या फिर fields का discussion कर रहे हैं, तो क्या है, they are having a fixed boundary, then we can actually draw the lines, but and suppose it's a man-made phenomenon, then also the boundaries are very crisp. Like if it's a building, so we have 4 walls of the building with which we can bound that particular building, but we can say that yes, inside that boundary that building is present and outside it is not present. But कहीं कहीं ऐसा होता है जहाँ पे boundaries बहुत ही crisp boundaries are not present. Okay, so basically it's for the एकदम clear cut boundary. Okay, so generally क्या होता है, man-made phenomena boundaries are very clear, whereas for the natural phenomena boundaries may or may not be that much clear. Okay, so we can have 2 types of phenomena, man-made or natural phenomena, and same way we can have 2 types of boundaries, crisp boundaries or fuzzy boundaries. So if it's a man-made phenomena, definitely it will have a crisp boundary, but if it's a natural phenomena, it can have a it may or may not have the crisp boundary. Okay, so जैसे अगर vegetation लगा है, तो that is having a crisp boundary, but soil type. Okay, so at one particular point the soil color will change. Okay, but we don't know exact line where it is changing, so that there is a fuzzy boundary that we can draw. Okay, so what is this example of? This is an example of boundaries है, but it is showing the crisp boundaries. Okay, if it is suppose say land type है, so it is shown as a crisp boundaries, but there is fuzzy boundary. Fuzzy boundaries, what we do some kind of approximation so that we are able to do it as a crisp boundary. But अगर suppose ये income types है, कुछ भी display कर सकता है geography में, income types display कर सकता है, तो अगर income types होगा तो then there will be a crisp boundary that yes, inside this boundary people are having this particular income. या फिर अगर suppose कोई और survey किया है and based on survey the graphical representation is present. अभी कोरोना के टाइम पे तो आप लोगों ने देखा है ना, red zone, green zone, ऐसे सब zones बनाते थे ना, तो then there was crisp boundaries, isn't it? Because one particular area, yes, it is declared as a red zone, so it is isolated from the other places. Okay, so that way we can have the crisp boundaries. Okay, now yes, this is also examples of crisp and fuzzy boundaries, isn't it? यहाँ पे देखो rock है और उसके बाद road start हो रहा है, so that is your crisp boundary. What about this? It's a fuzzy boundary because at some point of time one kind of soil is finishing and another type of soil is starting, but it may keep on changing. Okay, that's why we say it's a fuzzy boundary. Same way this side, this seashore, it may also keep on changing here or then 1 or 2 kilometers it keeps on changing. That's why this is also a fuzzy boundary. Okay, roads are examples of boundary because at one point the road stops and the land will start. Okay, what about this? Fuzzy boundary because vegetation है ना, तो we cannot draw clear cut line. यहाँ पे A type का forest है, वहाँ पे type B का forest है, but ये जो बीच का line है वहाँ पे A और B mix हो गया है. Okay, that's why it's a fuzzy boundary. Okay, so I wanted to give you one mini paper, but ठीक है, ये फिर मैं next class कराती हूँ. Okay, चलो, so thank you students. People didn't reply only, आज online वाले reply नहीं कर रहे. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Bye everyone.